Hi, Kirk Lines with No Time to Cook Dinner here. The question I get asked the most is usually from people who don't own any kitchen equipment or who are looking to revamp the equipment that they have. And the question is, where do I start? My answer to them is always the same: knives. And there's a good reason for that. Everything, or almost everything that you're going to do in the kitchen will start with knives. Chopping, slicing, so forth. So the better your knives, the more efficient your prep work, and the better everything turns out. Now, there's a lot of knives, a lot of knife brands. How do you get going on this process? Well, what I'm going to show you today are the 3 knives that you absolutely need. With these 3 knives, you can pretty much do almost every job in the kitchen. First knife would be a chef's knife. Now, this is a 10-inch chef's knife, and this is the one that I prefer. But if your knife skills aren't really up to par, you may want to consider an 8-inch chef's knife. It's just a lot easier to handle. The second knife would be a paring knife. This is obviously for much smaller jobs. It's also for jobs that require some sort of manual dexterity, maybe peeling a cooked potato or carving something. And then third would be a bread knife with a serrated edge, obviously. Good for bread. And also it's really well on tomatoes that may have gotten a little soft and they slice right through them. In terms of where to go to buy these knives, I always suggest that run out to your local high-end fancy schmancy cooking store, ask the clerk to open up their knife case and start going through the different brands, the different models. Pick them up in your hands, pretend like you're chopping, get a feel for how it feels and if you're comfortable with it. Once you've decided on a brand and on a model, head home, go on the internet, scour it for the best prices. A couple other things you want to look for: knife steel. This is what's going to keep your blade in alignment. It doesn't actually sharpen the blade, it just keeps it nice and straight. But it's very important. Second would be this wooden cutting board that also is really helpful for any sort of prep work and keeping your blades nice and sharp. And then third, for storing your knives, you're going to need a wooden knife block. If you get good knives, no more sticking them in drawers, and whatever you do, please don't wash these in the dishwasher. It's a good way to lose the edge on the knife. Soap and water, dry them off with a towel into the knife block. And there you go. I think that if you do a little bit of bargain hunting, you can pick up all 3 of these knives for somewhere between $150, $175, and they'll last you a lifetime. And the good news is, the more cooking you do, the more knives you can go out and collect. Hope that helps.